All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim and her pushing his gospel and truth and sincerity to the best of their ability given to them by Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, upon your houses. This is the Brother Quantum Wath from the Arizona Great Millstone Camp. Come back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Lord will. It is edifying, Lord will. It is straight to the point. And as you see right here, I was using Chat GPT earlier, right, which is basically, AI. I was just meditating. I was talking to my pops, earlier, man, I was meditating on, being the first fruits, being those, who ultimately make it on the first go around, receiving, that restoration, that full restoration, right, the revival, as well as the glorification, with Yahweh Shai when he comes back, right? Lord will be of that number. That's what the elect, right, have to look forward to, So ultimately, wanted to see, with Chat GPT, or AI, what would ultimately say, right? If I asked that, as you see at the top, it says, who are the first fruits and what do they represent, right? And I'll ultimately grab the precept that, it came to mind, off top, but we'll read this. It says in Christian theology, right, which we're not, these Christians, right, that are here today, right, they're really, as the elder Apostle Gabar has called them, right, they're pagan Christians, right, because the true Christians are those that follow, Yahweh Shai, it says in Christian theology, the term first fruits refers to the earliest offering of a harvest that were given to the Most High, symbolizing the acknowledgement of the Most High's provision and the belief that the rest of the harvest will be blessed, right? And really it's in the law, right, that we are to give, our first fruits unto the Lord, Let's actually grab that real quick. I pulled up Exodus 23 and verse 19. It says, the first of thy fruits of thy land thou shalt bring into the house of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua thy power. Thou shalt not see thy kid in his mother's milk. So there you go, right? As it says in the law, right, we're supposed to bring, right, the first, the first of our harvest, right, unto the Lord, right? And as you read it in the NLT on the left-hand side, it says, as you harvest your crops, bring the very best of the first harvest to the house of the Lord your power. You must not cook a young goat in their mother's milk, right? Right. So then it says what? We're supposed to bring that first fruits, right, unto the Lord, right? It says the concept of first fruits is rooted in the Old Testament when Israelites were commanded to bring the first and best of their crops as a sign of gratitude and trust in the Most High. So there you go, right? Again, we just read that. It says in a spiritual sense, right, and this is what I want to touch on, at least the first half of this, right? It says in a spiritual sense, the first fruits can represent an initial group of people who are redeemed or set apart for the Most High, man, which is heavy, right? The Lord said that he hath reserved, right, 7,000 men, right, who shall not bow the knee to Baal, right? But who are they going to worship? Who are they going to bow the knee to, right? The Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only beloved begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, right? That is the elect, right? That initial group, right? Which will be, again, the first fruits. And I want to grab this in Revelations, the 14th chapter, right? Because it talks about this, right? Revelations 14 and verse 1, it says, and I looked, and lo, a lamb, right? Which is talking about Yahweh Shai, right? Yahweh Shai being that lamb, right? That perfect sacrifice, right? It says, stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. Now, when you go to Revelations, the 7th chapter, it tells you that it's lucky that the 144,000 are ultimately 12,000 men, right? Because the Lord said, well, his tabernacles with men, right? It's 12,000 men. So look, from each of the 12 tribes, right? 12 times 12, right, equals 144, right? 12,000 from each tribe equals 144,000. So that's who it's talking about, right? The prophets, the true prophets, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua in these times, right? It says, and I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters and as a voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne. And that new song is this word, right? Speaking this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? It says, and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. And not everybody's meant to get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Lord said what? He will do nothing but reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And see, the prophets are out here on the highways and byways, right? As the scriptures say, freely have received, freely give, right? They're out there on the highways and byways giving you the proper understanding, right? Free of charge, man. You know, going out to the highways and byways, making video epistles throughout the week. You know what I mean? Doing midweek sit down, sometimes midweek, lessons and whatnot, giving you the proper understanding of the scriptures, man, right? Unadulterated, right? Unaltered, right? It says, these are they which were not defiled with women. Now that's going into, these different philosophies, right? These different, doctrines, right? They're not defiled with them, right? They're not in those doctrines. Again, that we, quoted it earlier. The Lord hath reserved unto him 7,000 men that will not bow the knee to Baal. They're not going to be, how you see niggas in the world, man, how they are about Christianity and shucking and jiving and shaking and compulsing and whatnot and playing bringing a boom box into the fucking Christian church and getting dunked into some doo-doo water and all this other shit, man. They weren't into that, right? You might have, just like myself, when I was coming up, my mom ultimately forced me, to go to, church and whatnot. And some brothers probably in the same case, Some brothers might have even, gone on their own and, in search for, understanding, right? But eventually, we understood that there was no understanding, right, in these churches, right? We weren't getting answers, right? To what we were looking for. But see, the Lord said what, right? He will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. And see, through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, we've come, right, to find the elder apostles, man. The Lord guided us to the elder apostles. Some brothers starting, in different camps. Myself, I started with Adam Abbott and IUIC, right? And then, Wadi Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, eventually to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, who we believe are the true prophets, man, and have the 100% understanding of the scriptures, right, and what is needed, right, in order to receive salvation, man. That's what it's talking about. These men, the 144,000, they're not going to bow the knee to any other religion. They're not going to be, stuck in that Babylon juice, man. Right, but they're going to come out of that, right, through the spirit and power, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Right, Isaiah the 44th chapter, they shall no more stay upon him that smote them, but they shall stay upon the Lord. It says, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Was that 1 John? It's like St. John, the 10th chapter. My sheep hear my voice and they follow me. Right, we're not hearing, right. When you look at a sheep, right, sheep respond to their shepherd. They don't respond to any other, call or request by any other person who's, trying to claim to be their shepherd, man. They respond only to their shepherd. And see, that Lord will be of that number. That's how we are, It says, these were redeemed from among men, right, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb, right? It says, in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. No guile, right? They're not speaking, falsities, man, right? They're not bringing in, damnable heresies, right? They're sticking to what was taught, and teaching it to the best of their ability, man, right? That's who the first fruits are, right? They're the 144,000, really the elect. as a whole, being the first fruits, man. Those are the ones who have been set apart, right, than the world, right? Which, coming into this truth, you're automatically going to be, different. Or you're automatically going to be, looked at as, crazy. Or you're going to be looked at as, as the scriptures talk about, right, the offscoring, right, of the earth, man. We are again the black sheep, if you will, right, of the world, and that's okay. Fuck this world, man. Fuck everything about this world, And soon Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to, harvest, his first fruits, man. Deliver the elect of the nation of Israel, because there is a harvest that is coming, But I want to go back to this. In the second paragraph, it says, in a spiritual sense, first fruits can represent the initial group of people who are redeemed or set apart for the Most High, right? It says this can refer to individuals or groups who are the first to embrace faith in Hamashiach, right? Again, the elect, right? Beginning with the prophets, right? And then those, right, who ultimately truly believe, and take heed to the prophets, right? It says representing a larger future harvest of believers, right? And when you harvest, when a farmer harvests the crops, what does he do? He takes those crops that are good and he keeps them, right? But those crops that are bad, that they're ultimately rotten and spoiled, what does he do? He casts them out. And that harvest, right, is ultimately going to take place here soon, and we're going to grab it. It says, for example, in the New Testament, Yahushua is referred to as the first fruits of the resurrection, 1 Corinthians 15:20, meaning he is the first to rise from the dead, guaranteeing the resurrection of all believers. Thus, the first fruits represent both the initial offering to the Most High and a promise of greater blessings or a larger harvest to come. They symbolize dedication, holiness, and commitment to the Most High's will. That's right, man. And again, right, speaking on that future harvest, that harvest is coming. We'll drop down Revelations 14. It says, and another angel came out of the temple crying. It's like in Revelations 14 and 15. And another angel came out of the temple crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, right, which is ultimately talking about Yahweh Shai. He's the one, right, when you jump up to verse 14, it says, I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle, which is talking about Yahweh Shai. It says, another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And the state of the world as it is right now is this place is ripe for destruction, man, right? Because that sickle ultimately represents, judgment. Yahweh Shemel Shah bringing judgment unto the world, right? Destruction, right? World War III, those ICBM nuclear missiles being fired off and destroying fucking America, and making the earth real to and fro, man, right? Verse 16, and he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven. And another angel, verse 17, and another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from an altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle in the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of the Most High, right? Being trodden down. But see, the Lord said what? Right? That he was ultimately going to keep, right, a cluster of those grapes, man, because that winepress, how do you make wine? Well, with grapes, right? So the Lord said what? In this verse, he's talking about taking all those grapes, right, that harvest, and throwing them into the winepress, man, trodding them down, by destroying them. You read Isaiah, the 63rd chapter, talking about that winepress, right? That the Yahweh Shah was going to have stains on his garment, right? Blood on his garment. I mean, it's going to be complete and utter destruction. But see, again, right, within that, the cluster of grapes, the Lord said he's going to keep his grape, right? Let's, I'll finish this off. Verse 20, it says, and the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even to the horse's bridle, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. Meaning, again, there's going to be extreme judgment that's going to go out, and a lot of people are going to die. You know, a lot of people are going to die, except those first fruits, man, right? It says, verse 20, 2nd Esdras 9 and 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. And I saw and spared it greatly. Right? The Lord spared, right? When you go into that word spared, basically goes into showing mercy, right? Exempting from judgment, right? It says, and I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let the grape, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. So the Lord's saying that even at this harvest, right, this final harvest that's going to take place, hey, the Lord is going to pull out those first fruits, right, which is like that grape of the cluster, you know, and keep them, right, protect them. When you said my grape be kept, when you go back to that word kept, it goes back to be, you know, to be protect, like that word shamar in the Hebrew, you know, it goes to protect. The Lord's going to protect it, right? The Lord's going to spare it, right? Show mercy unto it. And see, that's what we're looking for, right? This is why the scriptures say to make your calling of election sure, calling an election sure, right? So that way you can receive that mercy, right? Go hard, be diligent, be sincere, be truthful, you know, and fear and Yahweh Shem shall have faith, improve your faith in these times by your works, and you will be kept, you will be spared, you know. But the rest are going to be destroyed, as we read in Revelation the 14th chapter, when that sickle gets thrust in, right? All those that are undesirable, all those that bear no fruit, right, are ultimately going to be destroyed, you know. And this is, you know, the importance of, you know, the first fruits, man, you know, who they are and what they represent, right? They represent, again, those who have come out of the world, you know, and followed Yahweh Shem Shai to the best of their ability in the face of their enemies, right? And in doing so, they will be spared, right? They will receive mercy and be the first partakers, right, of glory with Yahweh Shai. You know, and there is going to be a distinction between the elect, right, and those that come into righteousness through the loins of the elect. There's going to be a huge difference, man, you know. But that's all I really got through the spirit, man. Again, right, the Lord's going to keep his elect, right, which are also likened to the first fruits, which are also likened unto the grape of the cluster, man, you know, which again show forth dedication, as we read in this at the very bottom, right? It says, thus the first fruits represent both the initial offering to the Most High and a promise of greater blessings or a larger harvest to come. They symbolize dedication, holiness, and a commitment to the Most High's will. And see, we're just like Yahweh Shai through the Spirit, man, right? We come to do the Father's business, man, not our own, right? So we are dedicated and committed to the Most High's will, man, right? And Lord will, we have that number, man. Hey, we're going to continue to glorify the Heavenly Father, His only beloved begotten Son, right? All the way to the end. So that way we can receive that mercy and be kept, man. You know? So the first fruits are the elect. And they represent coming out of the world and fighting against the wickedness in the world, putting on the armor of the Most High, you know, and enduring unto the end. Right? Examples of patience, suffering affliction, you know, and so on and so forth, man, right? And Lord will, right, glorification, man, you know. But that's all I got, man. I just want to speak on that through the Spirit, man. I was kind of just meditating on that. Lord will is edifying. Lord will, straight to the point. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ruach HaKodesh that belongs to the other apostles, the other bishops of Great Millstone. Till next time, I say shalom.